Hey everybody, how's it going? This is the first episode of Fandom Empire live in the year 2021. We're all that much older. Wow. Hopefully everybody had a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We are here talking the top 10 most anticipated movies of 2021. We have one hell of a roundtable tonight. We're going to bring those guys in right after I get over what's ahead for the channel this year. And for one of the individuals on the roundtable, they have no idea one of the things that I'm going to announce that actually involves them. So, all right, let's get right to it, guys. By the way, just off the bat here, we are going to take your chat later on. We're going to just do whatever we can to get you guys to have your word in here. If you want to make sure your word is actually heard, though, take a second, support the channel if you will. Send in a super chat and we'll answer your question immediately. Otherwise, we will get to all of your questions at the end of the show. We'll drag back up and take a look at where the chat was at the beginning and go through some of the select questions. But again, if you want to guarantee your question be answered or you're just sending in some love, feel free to send in a super chat, super sticker, all that stuff. Also, big shout out to our chat mod, Toronto Freddy. It is his birthday today. I met him, I guess it'll be 3 years ago this year at TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival for Halloween 2018. And good dude, wouldn't be here without him. And appreciate all that you bring to the channel, man. Hopefully you're having a good birthday. I know everything's sort of haywire up here and everything's on lockdown, but just try to focus on the positive, mate. All right. So you might be wondering what's different with Fandom Empire and what the hell we've been doing for 2 weeks while being away. Well, most of us have families, and spending time with them is obviously number one. But if you couldn't tell from the intro and some of the new graphics, we sort of have a new theme going into the next year, and we almost have this like little Michael Myers / jack-o'-lantern looking dude as our symbol, our logo, our avatar now. And that's pretty cruel. I guess it is cruel in a way. Here's what you have to look forward to in 2021. I'm going to rifle through this really quickly. Tuesday nights is going to be the Star Wars show. So for those of you that don't give a shit about Star Wars, maybe don't tune in most Tuesday nights because that's what we'll be talking about. The Fandom Empire Star Wars show launches next Tuesday at 9 o'clock Eastern and will be live each and every Tuesday night. The first few episodes will be remote, but once measures change here in Canada, we'll get Johnny and Kieran back in studio, and we'll have Tommy B. Thaden will be joining us occasionally when he can. Ian might stop by. Hell, we might even see if we can get Zach to stop by every now and then. We'll see what happens. We have pre-produced content coming, all sorts of Halloween stuff in the works. We have 2 Halloween editorials that I'm about halfway through. They'll be about 8 to 10 minutes long. I got to tell you, I don't know how YouTubers find time to edit all their material and pop out new, like, fully edited videos every day. It must be all they do and not have to work another job because trying to find time for everything is just hellacious. But we got Halloween stuff coming, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Supernatural, Marvel, DC, lots of horror. And then Tommy and I, over the last couple of days, have decided that we're going to revisit the show Smallville. And this isn't going to be a live show, but what we're going to do is we're going to go over the series together, and we're going to put up little 5 to 7 minute episodes of something called the Smallville Chronicles, which is Tommy and I going through the Smallville series together, something that's very easily edited and put up. There'll be no schedule for that. It's pre-produced content. If you're a Smallville fan, you will be able to find that on our channel. The Patreon's very important to us. We've noticed a decline there. We haven't been doing our part. I haven't been doing my part to make sure that stuff keeps up to date. So on Patreon, not only will you, at the $13 tier, get the Lampkin Lane show each and every month where we spill out some juicy Halloween details. And I can tell you right now, we're sitting on a big-time scoop for Halloween Ends. That'll be a Patreon exclusive. Any tier gets you the Fandom Empire Underground. I should state that Lampkin Lane's once a month. Fandom Empire Underground's once a month. And our buddy, I know he's not a chat mod yet because I didn't get to it before tonight's show, but Matt Whitfield will be joining myself, and there'll be sort of a revolving door of guest hosts on the Camp Haddonfield podcast, which is turning to a Patreon exclusive. So if you listen to the dozen or so episodes of Camp Haddonfield last year, the way to tune into that now will be through Patreon. Any tier gets it. So even at $2 a month, you'll get it. And then if you tuned into the channel last night, we also have a Star Wars podcast that we're going to be doing separate from the Star Wars show. And it's just two guys talking about their love for Star Wars, not necessarily talking about the news in Star Wars. And that's called Across the Stars, a Star Wars podcast with Ian and Sean. With that said, enough of this ugly mug and on to our round table. Oh, sorry. Last but not least, and most importantly, Haddonfield the Vanished. There is a trailer being edited right now, and it's actually pretty deep in the edit. So you're going to get a trailer for Haddonfield the Vanished, or a teaser, sorry, very, very soon. Hopefully you guys all enjoy that. But I can announce, because of how strict the lockdown is right now, we can't even look at filming the back half of our film yet. So when things open up, before you get to see Haddonfield the Vanished, hopefully this year, Toronto Freddy says, as long as said scoop isn't too spoilery. It's definitely more rumor, but considering where it's coming from, I think there's some validity to it. So it is. Oh, Jade says, show off my new shirt. I got a George Costanza importer and exporter shirt. Vandalay Industries. Love it. Anyway, on top of Haddonfield the Vanished, you, the audience, and anybody who supported Haddonfield the Vanished, and even people that didn't, are going to get a chance to see a prequel-ish anyways, mini web series that leads into Haddonfield the Vanished. Not sure how many parts it's going to be yet, but it's something simple that we can do. They're going to be very short. They're going to be like micro episodes, 2 to 3 minutes long. And I actually alluded to this last year, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I haven't actually talked to Kieran about it, but we're going to need him for it, so hopefully we can get him for it. Without further ado, though, our round table. First up, it's my main man, Tommy B, from just outside of Baltimore. How's it going, dude?
Hey, happy New Year. Things are going, buddy. You didn't see me doing it, but I just got finished reconstructing a Lego set that I ended up getting over the holiday.
Wait, reconstructing? So does that mean you broke it?
No, it was put, I built it mostly, but it was put in the box for easier transport. So certain parts were put back together and such. You got here Luke in an X-Wing, lightsaber hooked on back. It's a little more of a simpler model than other stuff they got in the past. You got a stormtrooper with a, cannon and swords, all sorts of cool stuff like that. And something I made a post of, we're not going to make this a whole thing, I think Lego sets today are so much better than they were when I was last really, really into them was probably a few years after episode 3, maybe give or take. Yeah, all the stickers are on them now. They're a little easier to construct, and that's just my opinion.
I don't do Lego because I'm not good at building things. So, and with my
I'm not good at keeping them together. So I have that together now. I have a few sets that float around over the years, but that's one of those things. It's like throwing away money. I've spent so much money in Legos over the years, but I don't have them anymore.
I've been watching a mutual friend of ours, Steven, do this puzzle on these live streams, and it's like this huge puzzle, and I'm just like, oh my God, how do you have the patience for it? I can't do it. I just want to take the whole thing and throw it. And yet it's entertaining to watch him do it because he's so calculative over what piece is going where, and does it fit here and does it fit there? I'm just like, oh my God, I don't have this level of patience. Also joining us this evening for this fun little episode we have for you guys, he is the co-host of the Rogue Sons of Star Wars podcast, as well as the co-host of the new Fandom Empire Star Wars show. It's Kieran. What's going on, man? How are you, dude?
I'm doing all right today. It was like a little bit of a challenging day, but I'm happy to be here. I was happy to even look up movies that were coming out this year. I did a lot of like, oh my God, like that's coming out this year? Like, so it actually just made me more excited. And I like surprises too. So I brought a friend with me to help me commentate on these movies.
The Star Wars haters in the audience aren't gonna like that. Actually, they probably don't even know he's from Star Wars. So, Salacious Crumb. I can't hear him.
He's a good critic. I think he's a good.
I don't think 3PO likes him, but that's just me. And last but certainly not least, the host of the Intergalactic Peace Coalition, my Game of Thrones comrade. Whenever I watch Game of Thrones, I have to message him and bug the hell out of him. It's Zach. How's it going, man? Welcome back.
It's never bugging the hell out of me because that is one thing that I love geeking out about. So I'm actually trying to get my lady to go through a rewatch with me in the not too distant future. And so when we do that, hopefully we can maybe hop on here and talk about it. So it's all good. I'm excited for the prequel or whatever it is they're doing. They got a new show in development, and I'm ready for that. I just gotta answer Jade's question in the chat right off the bat. It's gonna be my silly question of the night. Does it get cold enough in Texas for what you're wearing? That is entirely subjective, I suppose, because Toronto weather is definitely a bit more harsh than what you get in the Dallas area. That's for sure. But I don't tolerate much of anything probably below 0 Celsius, 0 to 5. So if it's anything below that, then yes, I consider it justified. Tonight I was wearing it because I was just in a Batman mood and my hair looked like shit, so I covered it up. But when it's cold enough, I feel it's justified.
Hey, there's never a wrong time for Batman. Batman is awesome.
2022 is the wrong time for Batman. I wanted it in 2021, damn it.
Agreed. But it'll come. It'll come sooner than later. And for those of you that are all worried about, oh my God, this site's reporting Robert Pattinson is exhausted. No shit. Him and the rest of the world. You know, like it's just anybody like so desperate for clickbait. It's like, yeah, you know, whatever. Anyways, let's jump into some news first before we dive on into our top 10 lists and then get over into the chat. First up, it would appear, this is a report, not a confirmation, that Michael Keaton is set to be the main Batman in the DCEU. There will be 2 different Batman franchises running at the same time. Many speculating that Michael Keaton's Batman's actually meant to set up a live-action Batman Beyond movie series and or trilogy or whatever, however many movies come from it. What's everybody think of this? Zach, over to you first, because you guys cover just so much different stuff over at IPC. Does 2 movie franchises or 2 different Batman movie franchises running at the exact same time? I mean, hardcore audience, I think, is going to be able to follow it, but your normal audience that maybe isn't the biggest Batman fans, but drives the dollars at the movie theaters, is there not going to be just a little bit of confusion here for just the average going audience?
I would think so, and I think the other thing to consider is that when you're creating Batman content concurrently like this, you're essentially in competition with yourself. Are people going to enjoy Keaton's version of Batman, or are they going to enjoy Pattinson's version of Batman? And they're going to be comparing Batman with Batman, which doesn't seem like a good financial strategy, but DC really needs to be pumping out quality content. So if both of these are quality content, then I think in the long run, it'll turn out to be profitable. But I'm a little wary of it. But at the same time, I'm really curious to see what Reeves does with his version of Batman, and if they are different enough and they are just obviously set in different universes and different timepieces, which I expect they will be able to like make that contrast known very clearly, then it could be good. But on the flip side, I don't think Marvel would ever consider doing concurrent Iron Man storylines or concurrent Captain America storylines. And so you've got like this classic fan favorite moneymaker that's going to be a part of two things from one franchise. And it really hasn't been done before, to my knowledge. Usually these things are done in sequence. So it's kind of uncharted territory, honestly.
It is. I think it's dangerous territory, but I'm not going to say that they can't pull it off. And I'm still wondering, like, one would think that Michael Keaton is going to play his Batman from his movies, but now I can't help but wonder maybe he's not, and he's just playing a Batman and it's Michael Keaton as Batman, because what the hell happens to Ben Affleck's Batman if he's the one actually taking over? It's so confusing. I don't even know where to start, but I am super stoked for the Robert Pattinson Batman, and I'm excited to see Michael Keaton again, even if I'm not the biggest fan of Batman Returns. Kieran, I know you're a big Batman guy, dude. What do you think in terms of Keaton taking over and two Batman franchises on the, I guess theoretically anyways, on the big screen at once?
Well, I wasn't too surprised about it because I didn't think that the Pattinson Batman was going to tie into the DCEU at all anyways, but it's funny when you see that trailer, which is an amazing trailer. I think I've already gone on about it. You can't really tell what time period it is very well. Like it could be anything that has like, it could be anything slightly modern, but I do think that the Michael Keaton Batman is to set up Batman Beyond. I mean, I don't think he's going to have to be some sort of older Batman. So I'm not entirely sure where that's going. As for being dangerous, I think Batman is a popular enough character that it won't matter. Like, I think it might be confusing to fans if it was like, well, almost any other superhero, but I think Batman is I think even for the casual fan, if you're like, hey, you want to go see a Batman movie? It's like, oh yeah, Batman is cool. Like, I don't think it's going to hurt the box office at all. I mean, and when it comes to the hardcore fans, which will be the ones arguing like they should have done this, or they should have just kept the Keaton Batman, or they should have just put the Robert Pattinson Batman, like, those people will go to see both of them anyways, or they won't. They'll already have their mind made up. So I'm not worried box office wise, and more Batman is good for me. So,
no, I mean, I love Batman, man, and I'm still. I mean, I've kind of given up hope, but like, I really wanted to see them tie in Joker into Pattinson's Batman series. I don't think that's going to happen, and I don't think everything does need to be connected. I think there's too much forced connectivity these days. Matt Whitfield sends in a very generous super chat to kick off the year. DC is coming off as desperate running two Batman movies at the same time. They're trying to compete with Marvel and they just can't. I'll be honest, I'm more excited for Pattinson's Batman movie than any movie Marvel has in the pipeline right now. And I have a couple of Marvel movies on my, I mean, it depends if you classify Spider-Man 3 as a Marvel movie. But they'd be pretty head and head for me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's coming across just a little bit desperate, or?
Desperate. Yeah. Desperate for sure.
It feels like a money grab, but that doesn't really surprise me because we've had so many franchises getting rebooted. We've had so many sequels made recently. There hasn't been okay, this is going to be a bit of a hot take, but I don't feel like we have had a original good movie hit the theaters since The Shape of Water. Since then, it's been reboots, it's been sequels, it's been extensions of a franchise. There has not been a decent original movie since The Shape of Water.
I'm trying to think. That's a challenge.
Did you like the movie Knives Out?
Knives Out was okay, but it was also kind of predictable. It felt like just getting an ensemble cast together for the fun of it rather than being an actual mystery. Knives Out was a good story though. It was fun. I've just seen so many mystery movies and watched so many mystery TV shows that it was kind of predictable for me. The one that
coming up
really,
on my list, but we won't talk about it.
there's my hot take to start off the new year.
I don't know if it's a hot take, man, because now that you mentioned, like, I'm sitting here, I was going to be like, oh, look, nope, Logan's a sequel. Oh, joke, no, it's part of a franchise. And it's like, oh shit, that's a really challenging thing to try to think of something better than Shape of Water. I liked Shape of Water, and I'm sure there's something out there that I liked more.
Knives Out is definitely a close second. That's a very good point, Kieran. I had almost forgotten that one, but I think I'm just more of a water type of guy anyway, and the timepiece was really interesting to me. Just the storytelling, the execution, the camera work. There were just a lot of things that kind of got put together to make it such a really good story for me. But yeah, I would say Knives Out's a very close second. But I mean, if you're only listing 2 out of the last 3 or 4 years, that doesn't say much about the movie industry.
I mean, if you're counting biopics, I absolutely loved Bohemian Rhapsody. I thought it was so, I was completely blown out of the water, and I'm like not even the biggest Queen fan. Like they're probably not in my top 20 bands. And yet that movie I was just completely mesmerized by. But yeah, no, see, this is awesome. Just random movie discussion comes up that wasn't even on the slate, and we enjoy it. But over to Tommy B, who did not get to give his 2 cents on if is it just a little bit desperate of DC, man, to be trying 2 Batman franchises at once.
Maybe they feel like they're running out of ideas, even though you got people telling them what they want to see.
Give us more Swamp Thing, damn it!
I'm cool with the money grab thing. That sounds about right too. You know. Oh, we did. Maybe this time we'll try 2 Batman. Or whatever.
Just watch. They try and pull a Spider-Man, and it's like a universe crossover, and they do end up meeting each other.
I'm cool with that. Why the hell not?
It might be a problem that these movies make a lot of money, right? Like even the Marvel movies or like the recent Star Wars movies.
Even the ones that suck make a lot of money. It's Marvel, it's DC.
Yeah, so then it's easier to pump out one of those and not worry about it. It's probably not going to flop that badly. And I mean, yeah, even the unsuccessful ones are still successful, just not to what they're hoping for. And original ideas can totally flop. Like no one will go see it, right?
Marcus Hicks sends in a super chat. He's one of our longtime Patreon supporters. Hey, Marcus, how's it going, man? Hopefully you had a good holiday season. What do you guys think of Robert Pattinson's The Batman being rated R? Is that official or is that speculation?
I read an article that it was going to be R, but
I'm interested. That sounds cool.
If it's rated R, I'm on board because it helped Joker so much. Could you imagine if Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was not rated R? How much more watered down that movie would have been? In my opinion, there's just several sequences, especially the one on the subway, the earlier one on the subway, where he sort of starts to begin his turn. I wouldn't have been able to be in the movie, in my opinion.
Now, Joker is standalone, right? It doesn't fit into
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
For now,
there's a rumor, though, but it's not part of the universe.
Sorry, there's a what, Kieran? You broke out a bit there.
There is a rumored sequel.
Yes,
but it's not part of the rest of the universe.
Yeah, no, there is a rumored sequel.
I remember hearing about that a while back. I watched Joker for the first time. Maybe month and a half, 2 months ago. I did a trial of Max, and I put off seeing it for so long, and I kind of regret it. I really enjoyed it. You know, I've heard so many folks rave about it, and it was great.
Where the fuck's Kennedy at? We can bitch at her for not seeing Joker yet. You watching, Kennedy? I know you've seen the live link go out. No, I love Joker. That's almost all my fandom memorabilia stuff is down in this office, but not the Joker picture. That Joker picture sits upstairs in the living room right behind the couch, where it belongs. There was another piece of news here that I wanted. Actually, sorry, before we were talking about like rumors and scoops. I'm just going to throw this one out here to you. We're going to address it on the first Fandom Empire Star Wars show next week. But the same people that were throwing out Ahsoka is going to be in season 2 of Mando, and Bo-Katan is going to be in season 2 of Mando, and all this stuff that ended up happening, and they were right about it, are throwing out something rather massive in terms of Star Wars. And all I'm going to say, I'm just going to tease it, is it would be extremely controversial among the fan base.
Or what isn't?
Yeah, for real. Something Star Wars that's not controversial? What?
All I'll say is it's the type of thing that fans are going to be like, oh, that's a retcon. But in reality, it really wouldn't be a retcon because of the world between worlds. But I'm telling you, it's even me, someone who's not a big fan of the sequels, is going, that is a dangerous road to even consider going down if that's true. You can really alienate your fan base that way. So we'll talk about that more next week, though, on Tuesday's show. Let's continue to move on, though. We do have some Star Wars stuff to talk about. Today was the launch of the High Republic. It was noted that it'll have 3 phases. The first phase will run through 2021 and 2022. The High Republic series will act as a primer for Leslie Headland's Acolyte Disney Plus series. The 3 phases of the High Republic are The Light of the Jedi, Quest of the Jedi, and Trials of the Jedi. Is anybody here like super stoked for High Republic? I wouldn't say that I'm super stoked, but I'm intrigued to get into the first book just because I think it was IGN that released the first chapter of it. And I won't say what happens, but by the end of the first chapter, it's like, holy crap, did a Star Wars book really just pull a Game of Thrones at the end of the first chapter? I was blown away. So I'm looking forward to diving into that.
I remember reading that myself. I wasn't going to rush into it, but I had a audiobook credit I had to use in the next couple weeks on a trial account I'm running. I saw Mark Thompson's post, and I said, why the hell not? So I went ahead and I got the book, Light of the Jedi, and I just started. I'm only a couple minutes in. I'm really looking forward to getting some real time on that probably tomorrow, on the road to and from work.
I am a bit worried about my attention span with an audiobook or even like a normal book following a bunch of characters that I don't know. And like at least when you're like listening to Heir to the Empire or something, it's like, oh, hey, we're following Luke, or oh, hey, we're following Thrawn. This will be like, oh, hey, we're following, Joe Pineapple or something. It's
I was never really an audiobook person. I just decided to do it a while back with Audible, a couple books with that, with a trial, because it was something I could do when I was doing something else, cleaning. You call me a lot when I'm listening to one, doing the dishes or whatever, driving. Whereas reading, I love reading. You have to have your eyes glued to the book, and that's all you're doing. This is something that allows you to immerse yourself more into the characters while not interrupting your life. It's making time for the lore in the middle of everything else as, appropriate and what have you. So, I really don't have much to say about these are characters we don't know and so on. Because I think we're going to get immersed into a lot of these characters. I think if the High Republic is going to be what they've been advertising it as since last year, I think we're going to get enough from these characters to, get into them a little more. Maybe right now it's only really a literature thing, plus the series.
I was going to say, actually,
towards the end.
It's not. But
maybe we will get movies. Maybe we will get a game. Who the hell knows, right?
Dude, they shoved down our throat for a year that this is just literature. This is just literature. This is just literature. Oh, by the way, it's not. And like we all predicted. By the way,
Acolyte.
Right? So, Zach, how about you, man? Are you at all excited for the High Republic, a new era in Star Wars? I know you were not a big fan of Knights of the Old Republic, but what about the High Republic? Are you going to give it a shot?
If it had any other name, I might be excited by it. But all I keep thinking of is that the Jedi Order is smoking a bunch of pot, and that's why Sidious was able to rise to power so quickly.
Oh, man, that got me good. That got me good. Yoda's just sitting there hitting the vape. Good shit this is.
Exactly.
Wow. Kieran, what do you and Salacious Crumb think, man? You guys excited for the High Republic?
Actually, let's just go with that it's bullshit that you didn't tell us about that other spoiler.
Oh, it's BS? Oh, I can tell you, you're not going to like it, man. I'll tell you when you're off here, but you and Thaden are not going to like it. And if that doesn't give it away what they might do, then even I don't like it, and I don't like those movies. So
I'm super excited for the High Republic. Mostly because it seems like we're going to get a lot of different characters. So I feel like you'll be able to pick which one you like, and I'll be able to find a book or a comic book about a character that I can relate to or that I like. I watched the whole live stream thing there, and I guess, of course, all the authors sounded like they were really excited and happy, and I mean, it was a press thing, but they did seem legitimately pretty excited about it, and I don't know, it built up my excitement for it. I just feel like I'll be able to find another character that I'll like, and even if it's one out of the 5 or 6 main characters that we get, like, it'll be worth it, because it'll be one more than I had before.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think there's a lot of potential there. I thought there was more potential when it was originally they intended to do it like 400 or 500 years before the new trilogy, and then just like literally out of nowhere, like when they were first talking about it, it was 400, and then a couple of weeks later, this is last year where they had their presentation, it was 200, and I can't help but wonder if they moved it a little closer to match up with Leslie Headland's series that's going to happen, which is going to be based around a female character, but there's already been several hints that it's probably going to go into Plagueis and maybe even eventually Palpatine. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to our top 10 most anticipated movies of 2021. I've done a lot of lists, especially with Zach and Tommy over the years. I don't think I've ever been so confused doing a list, having to, is this one actually coming out in 2021 or is it 2022? And in some cases, holy crap, they've backed it all the way up to 2023. And I'm not even sure the movies on my list are all going to come out this year. I'm positive about some of them, less positive about others. So why don't we do this clockwise? We'll go me, Zach, Kieran, and Tommy. When we start, let's do our 10 through 7. So you give your 10 through 8. So you give your 10, 9, 8, move on to the next person, move on to the next person, move on to the next person. Then we'll give our 7s and 6s, and then we'll come back around and do our top 5s one at a time. We're a little ahead of schedule, actually. I thought that would take a little longer. I do want to save some time for some audience questions. By the way, again, audience, if you want to support the channel, you can send in a super chat, or you can join the Patreon today, www.patreon.com/FandomEmpire. You can just send in a normal question. We'll do our best to get to it at the end of this. Big thank you to everybody who supports the channel on the level they do. It means a lot. All right, number 10 for me. Actually, Zach, as a tribute to sequels and shots, which I'm not opposed to revisiting. I was looking at my list, and I'm like, oh shit! Like 8 of my 10 movies are sequels, that's sort of the way of the industry, right? Number 10 for me is Matrix 4. I don't know what to expect from it. I don't even know if technically it's going to be Matrix 4 or just here's another Matrix movie with Neo and Trinity. Number 9 for me is The Conjuring 3. And number 8 for me, as much as we're in the fandom space and talk about a lot of news, I had no idea this movie was coming out. I thought they'd just given up on it. And I had no idea that it was coming out this year. Sherlock Holmes 3 with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. I actually loved the first 2 movies. I thought they were great. There's my 10 through 8. What about you, Zach?
Sherlock Holmes 3 was very close for me. When I saw that on the article I was looking at earlier today, I was like, oh shit, really? That's a thing? That's pretty cool. But it just barely missed out, as did movies like Dune and even Black Widow. Like, the more Black Widow gets talked about, the less excited I get for it, which is kind of a bummer. And then Pixar only has one movie coming out next year. They pumped out 2 this year with Onward and Soul, which were both really good films. But they've only got one that hasn't been discussed all that much. It's called Luca. Don't really know much about it, so I really don't want to put it in my 10 just yet, but it's very close just because I know Pixar puts out good stuff. But as a tribute to you, my number 10 is actually going to be Halloween Kills. I know that if the theaters open up, that Mondo and I are going to be going and catching that, like probably that opening weekend. We both enjoyed the first one. We're, optimistic about the second one. I'm obviously not as deep into the franchise as everybody else on this roundtable, but it is something that we're looking forward to, especially if we get the opportunity to see it in theaters. So that'll be my 10. Marvel's The Eternals is going to be number 9. I like the potential that it has, and I like that the director has expressed how much creative freedom she was allowed in order to tell the story she wanted to tell, so I'm hopeful about that. And then number 8 is something I actually just heard about today, but it sounds like a somewhat original concept. It's based on a book, but it seems like they're developing the storyline into something original. It's a Ben Affleck movie called Deep Water. And it's about a married couple. This is the description I read. It's about a married couple at odds with each other who begin to play dangerous mind games with each other, eventually leading to murder.
Sounds like Lost Girl, which I thought was incredible. I thought that movie's great, based off a book as well.
So kind of a psychological thriller with Ben Affleck as the lead. I'm intrigued enough to say if that movie actually does release this year, I'll give it a shot.
I just want to give Zach a shout out in the chat. I see he's doing his list. You can do your own list however you want. If any of you guys want to give what your movies will be in your list, that's great. I'm just letting everybody know now. I did not put the Snyder Cut and or any other TV series on my list because they're in fact not movies. They're TV series.
They're serialized.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Snyder Cut didn't make it into mine either, but I am still hopeful about it.
Me too.
See how
Me too.
it turns out.
All right, Kieran, what do you have for us, man?
Wait, are we going to number 8?
Yeah, 10, 9, 8. 10, 9, 8.
Okay. The first one is the only one I didn't know about coming into the day, and it's a movie called The Little Things with Denzel Washington as the lead.
Yep.
I really like Denzel Washington.
Who else is in that movie?
Why,
I feel like I just heard something. Sorry, Kieran.
Rami Malek is his partner as a cop, and they're hunting after what seems to be Jared Leto as the bad guy.
Is it Jared Leto or Joaquin Phoenix?
Jared Leto for sure.
Okay. All right. I mean, sign me up. Denzel and Rami together?
Yeah, it looks awesome, and I don't know. There's something about Denzel Washington that I find like I really am captivated by when he like brings a character to life. So anything that looks good with him in it, I'll probably go see it or make an effort to see it at least.
Do you have a favorite Denzel movie?
Probably John Q.
John Q. Mine's Man on Fire.
Unstoppable.
Oh, that was amazing too.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. That movie sucked ass.
Wait, what did you say?
Wasn't he in that? What was that Chris Pine train movie? Wasn't that called Unstoppable?
It was.
Oh yeah, Unstoppable. Yeah. Saturday Night Live did a really good parody of that. But anyways, my number 9 is
Number 9's what?
Space Jam 2 with LeBron James. But it's just, I really like the first Space Jam movie, and I don't know what to expect from this. It's probably going to be terrible, but I'll probably be sitting there with a grin on my face the entire time, so whatever. Number 8 is Venom 2, which I forget the rest of the title, something about Carnage. But anyways, it's Venom versus Carnage, and I'm really excited to see the portrayal of Carnage, and like just seeing the very end where they had like the teaser looked really awesome. So I don't know. He had sorry, what's the actor's name? Who am I blanking on here? Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Like just the grin on his face was like really creepy, and like I can tell just by that teaser that he's into the character, because it looked exactly like something like come out of the comic books, And I don't know, I'm super psyched. But I actually thought the first Venom movie was going to be terrible, and I actually liked it quite a bit. So
Woody Harrelson does not get enough credit for his range. I've heard people say stupid shit like he's one-dimensional. It's like, are you... Well, yes, he plays a lot of characters that are similar, but he also plays characters that are so far out from his like comfort level and does such a good job at it. I love Woody so much.
well, he gets cast a lot, right? So he gets cast in roles where they say like, "Hey, be Woody Harrelson," and he's like, "Oh, you know, like." But then every once in a while, I'm sure he looks after a role that will be interesting and different. So he can do both.
Tommy B, man, what do you got? 10 through 8, buddy.
Just real quick, honorable mention because I forgot about Batman until earlier in this show. So
Batman's not in 2021.
thought it was 2021.
Got backed up. 2022 now, bud.
Are you fucking for real?
Yep.
I'm not Googling.
It's already been backed up twice, so.
All right. Well, and we already got a trailer for it. But anyway.
So you know what that honorable mention can go do.
Well, the honorable mention is No Time to Die. It is
Honorable...
number 10.
Oh, okay. Okay. At least it's on the list.
What the fuck did I... So what the fuck... Wow, now my list is fucked up. Ain't that nice?
Guess you should just go fuck yourself.
I guess so.
Fuck, what the fuck?
All right, I'm going to try to wing it. Number 9 should have been, because now it's 10, Godzilla vs. Kong. I think that's going to be hitting max. And number 8, I think, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Alrighty. Well, maybe you can take this time to try to figure out your list when we come back around to you.
Why, did I just fuck it up again? Are there
I don't know. You're
coming out in 2021?
I have no idea, man. Who knows at this point? It could be another year of this movie's delayed to 2022. Nobody really knows.
Did we just troll Tommy for the whole rest of the show and be like, anytime he lists anything, we're going to be like, oh, no, that's 2022, man.
Yo, I already got a movie on here coming out in late December. I'm pretty sure that's getting kicked back, but for now it's coming out. So.
Oh man.
I can't figure out how an honorable mention kicked your list out.
Right?
So what happened was I forgot about Batman.
Tommy's
Batman
smoking
was
some of that
going-
Jedi ganja Zach was talking about earlier.
Batman ended up climbing like to the mid-range of my list and kicking No Time to Die off. But I put it back in, so now I got to figure out what the fuck I did.
Alrighty. Well, number 7 for me was already mentioned by Zach. The cast is incredible. They're doing their Marvel thing where a lot of people haven't even heard of the Eternals, or I guess now it's just called Eternals. I mean, we're getting Jon friggin' Snow and his bro back again. You know, obviously they're not playing those characters, but they're going to be someone else. And I have faith in the movie. I do. I have no idea what to expect because I've never read a comic or anything like that. But when you give me a cast that good, I'm signing up to see Kit Harington and Richard Madden again, and I think it'll be awesome. And number 6 for me is Mission Impossible 7, because even though I'm not a big fan of Mission Impossible 1 and 2, Tom Cruise has just blown the thing out of the water from Mission Impossible 3 on. I'll take Mission Impossible over a lot of action movies. Zach?
It was already mentioned, but my number 7 is Godzilla vs. Kong. I liked Kong Skull Island. The Godzilla movies were all right, but I'm really curious to see how they execute a crossover type flick like this. And it's a monster movie. I have no complaints with monster movies and big budgets as long as I'm going into it with the mentality of that's what I'm going in to see. If they try and present it as something else and then it doesn't do that, then I get mad at it. But as long as they pitch it as just a monster movie, then great. I'm going to go watch a monster movie. Number 6 is one that I also heard about today, but it vaulted itself way up there just by the list and the potential that it's got. It's a whodunit. It's by the guy who did the Murder on the Orient Express a few years ago, Kenneth Branagh, and it's called Death on the Nile. And it's got Gal Gadot, Armie Hammer, Rose Leslie, and Letitia Wright, just to name a few. And it's going to be kind of a mystery-style flick in the vein of something like Knives Out or Murder on the Orient Express. So it's got a good cast. It's got a good track record. It's a mystery whodunit, which is apparently regaining some popularity nowadays. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that's executed.
Kieran, is Salacious Crumb smoking a joint?
Yeah, well, you mentioned it, so he got some of that good Jedi stuff.
Wow.
Let me shift over to him.
What do you got, man, at 7 and 6?
I have Black Widow, which, I mean, you know what? It's funny. As soon as it was mentioned, I was like, you know what? It is kind of slipping from my, like, excitedness, you know. Like, I am kind of getting dull on it, but, oh, well, whatever. I'm sure it will end up blowing me away. I think it's going to be great. And my number 6 was also Death on the Nile, which was my spoiler from earlier. I really liked the first one, Murder on the Orient Express. And one thing that wasn't mentioned is that, like, just the trailer is very visually stunning. I think they did a really good job, like, particularly setting things up so they're, like, very visually pleasing. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a great movie. Are we going to 5 here?
No. We're coming back and we're doing one at a time when we get into the top 5.
Alrighty. That's my... Then we're all talked about, so.
I hear what you guys are saying on Black Widow. Last year, I was pretty... I don't know if I was ever super hyped for it, but like I was excited at the idea of her getting her own movie, and now it's just kind of like... It is, for me, one of those movies that suffered from the delay. And it's not even on my list. I didn't even think about putting it on my list. So, Tommy, what do you got at 7 and 6, man?
7, I got Black Widow. And this is where we're going to start getting into personal taste here. 6, I got something I think is going to be coming out on Disney Plus. It's a, I guess, kids movie, sort of.
Hang on, are you doing 6 before 7?
What's that?
Didn't he just say 6? Did I fall asleep through 7?
I said 7, Black Widow.
Oh, I totally missed that part. Sorry, man.
Yeah. Fucking listen.
Fuck you. Oh, man.
All right.
6 was what? The what?
6 is something they got coming out on Disney Plus. I think I've been enjoying the recent stuff. It's Raya and the Lost Dragon.
Is that the one that Kelly Marie Tran's doing, or is she doing something else?
No, that's Kelly Marie Tran, and I think it's Last, not Lost.
Yeah, my bad.
Got to get those prescriptions checked, man.
I know, right?
Here, Tommy.
No, he's virtually handing you. He wants you to reach out, man. Reach out for you party pooper. Hang on, let's see. How do I do this? I'll just. No, that's not going to work. All right.
I don't know what's going on here. All right, this is getting weird.
We look like a bunch of guys that have done nothing but that before coming on air. In fact, I have not, but once I get off air, I will be. All right, top 5 time, guys. Top 5 most anticipated movies of 2021, ... we think. Number 5 for me is Venom 2. I loved Venom 1. I thought it was great. I'm biased, though, because I love Tom Hardy. So I think a lot of Tom Hardy stuff is probably better than what it is, but sign me up. I can't wait.
Have you seen Tom Hardy in Star Trek Nemesis?
I didn't even know he was in it.
Yeah.
He's like Patrick
really,
Stewart's co-star in that. Yeah. He's the main antagonist in Star Trek Nemesis.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. They were setting him up. In my opinion, they were trying to set him up to basically play a younger version of Captain Picard in like a spin-off, but the movie panned, and so they canned the project. But like they were trying to set Tom Hardy up to be like one of the next captains of Starfleet. And then it didn't go well.
That movie's terrible, but I love that movie.
See, I've got a lot of movies that are like that. There's a lot of crap movies that I end up just loving because it's crap. So, and that's probably what my number 5 is going to end up being. I think it got mentioned earlier, and somebody said it's probably going to be a shit movie, but I'm really interested to see how they execute Space Jam 2. Because it was kind of the crossover between people and animation was, in my opinion, up there with like Who Framed Roger Rabbit as far as the execution of live action communicating with animation. And it was just a fun movie. It reminded me of Looney Tunes, it reminded me of basketball, and it reminded me of my childhood. And so to have that opportunity to kind of like go back down memory lane, but with a different basketball star, it's going to be the same, but also different. So as long as that movie actually does get released, I think it'll be interesting to see. So yeah, the new Space Jam is going to be my number 5 right now.
Wow. I was surprised it was on anyone's list, let alone that high. So interesting. I worry for that movie because one, it's not Michael Jordan, it's LeBron James, but I guess LeBron James is this generation's Michael Jordan.
Exactly.
But the supporting cast carried that movie. Let's be real here.
Well, pretty decent supporting cast in this one.
I haven't heard who's announced. The original
Space Jam, but they got Don Cheadle for this movie.
Oh, cool.
Don Cheadle's LeBron's co-star. So
Bill Murray just reappears again, or ends up being like the coach.
Like if he's the coach of one of the teams or something like that, that would be amazing.
Bill Murray and LeBron going back and forth.
Oh, dude, you've got to bring back Wayne Knight though. He's got to make a cameo.
Newman.
Everybody knows him as different stuff. I know him as Dennis Nedry. I also know him as Al, the toy guy from Toy Story 2. Like Officer Don from Third Rock from the Sun. Like this dude was the king of the 1990s. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. I got to get a Newman T-shirt. Absolutely got it.
I got to bet. I didn't say this before when I mentioned it, but I got to bet that LeBron James is probably a better actor than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I could see that. I
can see that.
Yeah.
He's a much better speaker in real life. He does a lot of different projects, and he has done some voice acting. So
those uniforms are butt ugly, though. Did you see him strutting around in the new Toon Squad jerseys? It looked like the ocean threw up on the sun.
I did. Tommy, are you trying to show everybody your tattoo right now? Is that what's going on? I mean, I can do that too, man. I can roll up my sleeve and be like, yeah, look at my tattoo, man. I'm sitting there watching Tommy, and Tommy's sitting here going like this. He's going, and I'm just like, wow, are you high? Are you getting second hits off of fucking Salacious Crumb shit?
All right, I'll tell you what. Why don't I go back to the old school, and I'll just start wearing a blanket over my...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Granny Tommy B.
Grandma. There we go.
Before Kieran gives us his number 5, Matt Woodfield sends in another super chat. Damn, Tommy's got a dirty mouth tonight. I think he has liquor in that tea tonight. You and your fucking tea. Oh, man.
I'd be the one that spikes his drink with liquor, though, and I didn't even do that. I'm going all water tonight, boy.
There's a wedding you guys are going to be at in a couple years. I say we get them fucked up.
Boy, I am getting shit-faced in another country. You just wait. You give me a couple of hits. Actually, if I can bring it, I'm bringing some stuff from Texas.
You can bring a limited amount of stuff over the border. That I do know.
It's a limited. It's a limited amount of stuff. I think I can get a little bit then, or maybe I'll just like ship it to you in advance or something. But there's a brewery about 45-minute drive away from where I live. It's called Witherspoon, and they brew their stuff at 50% alcohol content for their whiskey.
Wow.
2 shots of that, and I am out like a light.
I'll tell you what, man. I never thought about this, and we shouldn't be having this conversation on air. But Jensen Ackles, co-star Supernatural, who my son's named after, has his brewery down there, the family business named after Supernatural. I need to get you to like go in there and purchase just like a can or something for me, or a glass, and bring it up with you, because I don't think they're available online, which sucks. But I'll pay you.
Are they in Austin or something?
They are in Austin. They're in Austin. Yeah.
Okay, that's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive from me.
Oh,
but,
maybe not then.
Mondo and I go on road trips about once or twice a year, so I think one of our road trips could end up in the Austin area. So I think that's doable. Just shoot me a reminder so I don't forget. But that's very doable.
Will do. Let's get this show back on track. Kieran, what do you got at number 5, buddy?
Number 5, I don't know at all what to expect. Sorry.
Well, when Kieran's coughing and taking a drink, we got another super chat in from the channel's biggest supporter, Intel Wild, says, "Say his name right, Sean. La Goat." No, I'm not gonna say that.
You literally just did, bitch. So ha.
Oh, man. Hey, my Sixers are doing decent, though. Contrary to popular belief, I am not a Raptors fan. So,
Who is?
Yeah, I'm an Orlando Magic fan, and I was like, whoa, they got 4-2? They should be 0-6 right now. But I think they beat a lot of bad teams, so.
All right, number 5. Let's try not to choke this time.
Number 5 is Mortal Kombat. There's a very good chance that this is a bust, terrible, crap movie, but it's supposed to be rated R. There's supposed to be fatalities, and everything I've seen coming out makes it kind of sound like that's what's going to happen. So if they can just get those elements in and make it like a crazy blood fest, I'll be happy, because I love those games. I'm a really big Mortal Kombat fan. I like all the fighter games. But Mortal Kombat is the king to me, and it'll definitely bring back memories. I think I saw the original Mortal Kombat movie that sucked 12 times in the theater.
Whoa, hang on. The original Mortal Kombat movie I thought was decent. I honestly thought it was. It was the sequel called Annihilation? Was that it?
Annihilation. It's really, really bad. Like,
oh my god! Like
made for TV bad, but bad for that too.
I couldn't wait to see the sequel because I was such a big Mortal Kombat fan growing up, and then Annihilation comes out and it kills Johnny Cage in like the first 5 minutes, and I'm like, "Fuck you! Fuck this movie! I'm done." Could you picture this? Okay, I'm not bringing up The Last Jedi to hate on it. Picture this seriously. What if in The Last Jedi, instead of handing Luke the lightsaber, Daisy cut him down, or Rey cut him down right there and then, and Luke's dead in 5 minutes? I'd just be like, that's how I felt about Johnny Cage, because like I always picked Johnny Cage in the video games, and it was like, how could you do me like that? So, yeah,
I'm a Johnny Cage guy too, because I'm a really big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, and they just like he's JCVD, like, for sure. They modeled it after him, and it was quite obvious. So, yeah, he was my favorite character, too.
Wayne Gotke says he's writing them, and we will be getting to the chat a little later on once the list is done. But Wayne Gotke did say that he's right smack dab in the middle of Austin. Wayne, hit me up, bro. Maybe we can get something going, work something out. I think I have you on Facebook, and if it's not you on Facebook, it's some other guy with the same badass last name as you. So... it is what it is. Tommy, there. See, Tommy needs I guess I'll just go fuck myself shirt, and I need a it is what it is shirt. Tommy, what do you got at 5, bro?
No.
Star Wars ends. Star Wars was on for, Toronto Freddy, for as much as you go on about Star Wars, I can almost guarantee you would like The Mandalorian. Just saying.
Yeah, you gotta see it. Number 5, I threw in Candyman. That is still coming out in 2021, right?
No, actually, no. It got backed up to February 2022.
You're fucking with me.
No.
Yeah. I think he's yanking your chain.
He's fucking with me.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you. But it's not on my list. I'm not a big Candyman guy.
Who can take a sunrise?
The next few movies, I don't think people are really going to care for.
Oh, no. We're doing one at a time here. One at a time.
Do one at a time. We're going to be here all freaking night.
No, we're good.
All day?
We're good. Yeah, you do. Intel Wild says 76ers choke, basically, with a super chat. Dude, why you got to, like, donate to the channel like that, be generous like that, but then have 76ers are choking in the donation? I mean, hey, if you're going to donate to the channel, you can say whatever you want.
I mean, you're like Ron Burgundy. You have to read what comes up there on Super Chat. So
right. Someone else in the chat earlier, I think it might have been Anthony Stanfield, said something like, Sean, he just called you a bitch. Zach can call me a bitch whenever he wants. I'll be Zach's bitch. Although, yeah. So anyway.
I'm not going there. I'm not.
Zach's like, no. Wait, I hope the lady's not watching tonight because,
No.
yeah, no, alrighty.
No. I told her that you invited me on, and she asked what the topic was, and then she never texted me back.
She's like, fuck that.
Fuck, no, I'm going to go do this. I'll text you later.
Yeah, you two Canadians and a wannabe Canadian who likes tea and blankets, no thank you. Alrighty, number 4 for me is a movie that looks spectacular. I know nothing about the franchise. I have not read a book. I have not seen the older movie, Dune. And I have faith in this movie because of Denis Villeneuve. I loved Blade Runner 2049, even though it was a flop at the box office. I think it's visually the best movie ever made in cinema, period. It's how I wish the Star Wars sequel trilogy would have looked. And I have some faith in this movie, even though I didn't think the trailer was very well put together. So maybe it'll be a bust and, I'll be disappointed.
See, that's the reason why it was left off of my list, because it's been very, very well hyped, but the trailer didn't do a whole lot for me, and I don't know enough about the franchise to get hyped about it myself. I admire that you've got it so high up your list, and I'll probably end up seeing it at some point, and then maybe it'll end up in like my top 10 favorite movies of the year or something like that. But if anything, Dune kind of has an uphill battle to climb with me. If you get Dune hills,
yeah, I got you. They got
a little bit of an uphill battle to climb as far as impressing me, because a couple of cast members and one person who did well with a previous movie, not quite enough to get me to do that. Toronto Freddy, hey man, why you gotta wait? Were we talking about football? We were not talking about football. We were talking about the NBA.
He just sends in a super chat saying, I don't like football. By the way, it is Toronto Freddy's. If you're just joining the stream, it's Toronto Freddy's birthday today. He is, just going to say your age, man. He is 44 years young today. Doesn't look a day older than 34. Love you, brother. Hopefully all is well. I don't get the I don't like football thing, unless that's just supposed to be a joke because we were talking sports. But back to the Dune trailer, though, man. I don't know who made the music selection for it, but talk about like taking out all the mood and atmosphere of the trailer. I was just like, so it visually looks great, but whatever they're playing over these images is terrible. I just didn't think it matched at all.
Music can make or break a movie sometimes. Imagine if, like, Jurassic Park had the music of zombies.
I swear, man, it's like your goal whenever we are on the same show together, you have to remind me that terrible, horrific piece of crap movie exists. It's like, okay, I'm going to squeeze in my zombies mention here. Wow.
All in love.
So Dune was at 4 for me. Zach, what did you have at 4? Did you already say yours?
My number 4 is one that Tommy B mentioned earlier. It's a little higher up for me just because I've got some serious Moana vibes and some serious, like, even Game of Thrones vibes a little bit, and a lot of Legend of Korra vibes from the trailer to Raya and the Last Dragon. I think it's got a lot of potential, and I think the studio that is putting it out usually puts out pretty quality content, and if they are taking inspirations from those types of franchises and those types of movies, then this has a lot of potential to be really good. So my number 4 right now is Raya and the Last Dragon.
Nice. I am intrigued by it. I haven't seen much on it, and as much as I love Star Wars, the fandom can be really toxic, and I'm really happy to see Kelly Marie Tran get a chance to shine. So, it is animated though, right? So, I mean, still, that doesn't mean you can't shine in an animated movie, but yeah.
No, it's animated, but I think Tommy B can attest to the quality that you get from the storytelling and the animation from Legend of Korra. And if they
the rest of my list is animation. I'm an animation fan.
If Raya and the Last Dragon does anything that borrows from Legend of Korra, then it's setting itself up for success. I'll put it that way.
Awesome. Well, it'll be something to look for sure. Salacious Crumb has obviously fallen face first on the floor and has smoked too much of the ganja. So, Kieran, take it away. What do you got at 4, man?
Yeah, I had to put him to bed. So at number 4, I have Halloween Kills, which is really surprising. But when I lined this up, I was kind of thinking, like, all the movies, like, if they were all as good as I wanted them to be, like, if they were all as top shelf as I wanted them to be, which one would I enjoy the most? And I think just this last year, or not even year, of being on the show and, enjoying all the Halloween content that we have, has made me such a big fan that will probably be the most excited I will be. And I really, really like the previous movie, the Halloween 2018. And yeah, it's crazy that I looked over my list and I just couldn't drop it below any of these other ones, because it's just going to be that good for me. If it's as good as the previous, maybe a little bit better, it'll be number 4. So that's why it's number 4.
Nice. What do you got at number 4, Tommy?
Real quick, I want to make a mention for a message that was in the chat. It's from Zach. Did Fandom Empire.
I didn't
to
post
make you
shit.
feel better. Titanic 2 exists too. I didn't know about this, so I Googled it, and it's real. Can someone please explain to me in like 1 or 2 sentences what the hell this is?
Wait, hang on. There's a sequel to James Cameron's Titanic, or one of the other iterations of Titanic?
It was a 2010 release. That's all I saw. So like, I have no clue what this is.
What
is a Titanic 2?
I was gonna say,
I know they named a second ship after it, but I'm sure that's not what it's about.
Okay, I don't want to offend anybody with this, so I'm saying that now. I mean, no offense by this, but do like Rose and Jack get on the heaven version of Titanic and hit a heavenly iceberg and go to hell or something? Like, because like when you say Titanic 2, it's like, okay. Intel Wild with another super chat. Happy birthday to Mr. Toronto Freddy. Happy birthday to our boy Toronto Freddy. Giving you much love, man. Much love. What do you have at 4?
If there are any family people in there, you might be familiar with these movies.
Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. I'm looking it up on IMDb. This is god-awful. It's got
I'll say it real quick then. Hotel Transylvania 4. I love those movies.
1.6 out of 10 stars is how much Titanic 2 has on IMDb.
Zach,
you know what is it?
You know you know what this means, man. This means like a fucking sequels and shots episode with Titanic 2.
Yeah, it says this is the description. On the 100th anniversary of the original voyage, a modern luxury liner christened the Titanic 2 follows the path of its namesake. But when a tsunami hurls an iceberg into the new ship's path, the passengers and crew must fight to avoid a similar fate.
Dude, we gotta watch that. Come on.
It says it's available on Amazon. I'm
Dude.
gonna take a look and see how much it costs.
That's
Imagine-
totally down your
Is
alley.
this like a very bad movie? Can't we like watch it on Tubi or something for free?
It's very bad. It is 1.6 out of 10 stars on IMDb.
Oh man.
Like
What
that,
did Rotten
that is
Tomatoes give it? Now I
Okay.
want to know.
that is a worse IMDb rating than Zombies has. Okay,
Zombies for the Oscar, man.
Zombies at least has a 3.3 out of 10 stars rating.
Wow.
Rotten
Uh.
Tomatoes didn't even give it a rating from the tomato meter, but it's 15% audience score. So it's not good.
Holy shoot! Wait, that can't be real.
We're all waiting on.
No way, dude. Okay, do you remember the badass black lady security guard from Zombies? The one who actually knew her shit and knew what she was doing?
Yeah, one of the few coherent characters.
Yeah. Yeah, she's in Black Widow.
Oh, I thought you were still on Titanic too. I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, she's the star of Titanic too.
Oh, like I went and clicked on her profile and it said she's got a role in Black Widow, and I'm like, get out of town. That can't be real. But like, no, I think she's one of the trainees that Natasha trains with in the academy. Her credit is just listed as Widow.
Nice. Toronto Freddy is right. A bunch of people watching this. I've seen as high as 42 at one point. Guys, 13 likes. Guys and gals, we're providing you some pretty fun, cool content here tonight. Take 2 seconds to click this button. Looks like this with a thumb. Not this button. This button. Click it. It helps the video be
I
found.
think we need to do away with this and just do this. But
Wow.
I don't think YouTube would approve of that.
Click the like button, guys. If you appreciate the content and you think you've had a really good we've had a good show, first show of 2021, click the like button. It really, honestly does help. So just take a second. Click the fucking like button. No, I'm kidding. Kind of kidding. Not really. Kieran, what do you got at 4, man? Oh, wait, no, Kieran already did his 4. So did Tommy. I guess it's me. Tommy, have you not had Halloween Kills on your list at all here, man?
Not yet.
Oh, well, I thought you said the rest of yours are animation. I'm like, wow, did you actually...
I said most.
Oh, okay. Number 3 for me, and Wayne Gotke had an excellent point earlier in the chat, and I've been waiting to bring this up, is Bond, No Time to Die, the final installment of Daniel Craig's James Bond series. I love those movies. Some are better than others. I love Craig as Bond. I do agree, though, that when you look at Pierce Brosnan's last Bond movie, which was, what was it? Wasn't Tomorrow, Die Another Day, I think it was, with Halle Berry. Oh my God, what a terrible movie. So as long as this movie's better than that movie, I'll be happy. So No Time to Die for me. And I mean, Rami Malek's in it, and I'm really on a Rami Malek kick since the Bohemian Rhapsody biopic. I also know that there's a lot of people that speak really highly of Mr. Robot, a series he's in. I've never seen it, but it is what it is. Zach, what do you got, man?
This is as long as this movie's actually coming out in 2021, but it's slated for December. It could get pushed back, so this is kind of teetering on the brink, which is why it's not higher up. But my number 3 is the currently untitled third Spider-Man film. I think it's got a lot of potential, especially depending on how things go with the upcoming WandaVision series that's coming out. It's going to be tying into that. It's going to be tying into the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Like, there's going to be a whole multiverse phase of Marvel that's going to be happening in the not-too-distant future, and this Spider-Man film is supposed to be a part of it. So as long as they are actually going for the multiverse storyline that I believe they are doing, with Maguire and Garfield coming back into the fold, I think it's setting itself up to be quite possibly the best Spider-Man live-action movie we've ever seen. And I don't say that lightly. This is probably the most hyped I've been for a superhero movie in quite a while.
Rightfully so, too, man. Rightfully so. Zach, what do you got at 3, man? Podium time. Or not Zach, sorry, Kieran. Wow.
Hey, to go again.
It's like Zach's going to give the exact same movie again. All right, Kieran, take it away.
At number 3, I have the Suicide Squad movie. That's not getting pushed back, is it?
Not that I heard of it. It sounds like everything's wrapped up. And
the concurrent release on HBO Max seems to have solidified its 2021 release date.
Okay, perfect. I am really excited about this movie a lot just because of the crazy cameos that are already confirmed to happen or small roles. They have Pete Davidson as a role in there, and I think that'll be funny. They have, I don't know if you guys know Flula Borg, but he's a really funny comedian. I like him. He's a very interesting person. And they also have, I think Peter Capaldi is going to be in it. John Cena is playing a Captain America who apparently doesn't mind killing people, like an immoral Captain America character. I just think it's going to be really wacky, and it's directed by James Gunn, so I think his type of wacky is going to work out good. And I actually don't mind the original Suicide Squad movie. I liked all the characters in it. I just thought the story was not great, and the villain was terrible. They didn't set up a good villain at all, so that was a problem. But the actual characters in it were fine. So I was excited to see them go at it again and seem to put a lot of effort into making it good this time. So I'm super high on the new Suicide Squad movie.
yeah, I was super stoked for the first one, and then whoever edited it put it together like a 2-hour movie trailer. I don't really know why. I don't know how I feel about this one. A lot of the costumes look kind of ridiculous, but maybe it'll play into the story. And like John Cena's, I've seen John Cena's. I'm just like, what the fuck is he wearing?
I'm pretty sure Batman is in this one. So
interesting. Tommy B, what do you got at 3, man?
Number 3, I got the latest installment for the movie about them crazy little yellow dudes. The new Minions movie coming out, The Rise of Gru.
I love the Minions.
I believe Illumination is the studio that does that franchise.
Yeah, that's the only thing they've got, so they keep milking that poor chapped teat that is Despicable Me.
They put out a pretty decent adaptation of The Grinch a couple years ago, I think it was.
Uh-oh, I hope Jade's not still watching.
She don't like it?
No.
She don't like it?
No, she most certainly did not.
I enjoyed it. My wife does prefer the live action, but I did legitimately enjoy that Illumination Grinch.
Interesting. All right.
She when I mentioned my wife's opinion because she does not favor it.
It's time for the penultimate selections of our list. And coming in at number 2 for me, let the hate flow with the chat, Halloween Kills is my number 2 most anticipated movie for this year. We've been covering this movie for over a calendar year. We were the first to report a lot of things, and a lot of those things came out to be true, which I'm grateful for. The movie's fantastic. Going off the script, it's fantastic. If you thought Halloween 2018 was good, Halloween Kills is like Halloween 2018 on steroids, but also very different. Like, you get some of the same tone, but it's very different. And it still finds a way during the flashback sequence to go back and pay honor and tribute to the original Halloween movie. Don't worry, everybody. You're getting the classic blue lighting like we've talked about in here. You're getting the classic Michael mask. it's going to be an event, and I do think that Halloween Kills, with the way this movie is constructed and presented, is going to change. Not just, I don't think it's just going to do well. It's going to change what a lot of horror movies, or at least slasher movies, do with their franchises going forward. I do think it's going to set the table for something new, and I can't wait for it. And if you don't like seeing people get killed on screen, that's not the movie for you, I'll tell you right now, because there is a massive body count in it. Halloween Kills for me, number 2. What do you got, Zach?
I'm just still a little stunned because, like, basically your whole channel was created for this franchise.
I know, right?
And
I'm like, why is it not number 1?
It's only the number 2. Like, if this gets the silver medal, I'm kind of racking my brain around what's going to be getting the gold. Guess I'll find out in a few minutes. So just take a listen to this. I mean, Taika Waititi, Sylvester Stallone, Joel Kinnaman, Idris Elba, Jay Courtney, Nathan Fillion, Michael Rooker. Then you're going to get the likes of John Cena, Peter Capaldi, Sean Gunn. Viola Davis is coming back. Margot Robbie's coming back. How can the Suicide Squad not be good just based on this cast list? I mean, seriously. The behind the scenes featurette that we got, the interviews that I've read, the rumors that have been floating around that are from pretty reliable sources, everything is kind of setting this up to be quite possibly one of DC's better films. And I don't say that lightly. And being able to watch it on HBO just kind of gets me a little bit more excited because, like I mentioned earlier, the fact that it is going to be coming to that HBO Max streaming platform means that they have like solidified its release to be coming out sometime this year. This is not something that's likely to get pushed back, and so that's why it's so high up on my list, is because I feel like this is one I feel pretty secure in the knowledge that I actually get to watch it sometime this year, and that alone is something that I'm really excited for. But I enjoyed the first one, and I have really, really high hopes that an R-rated James Gunn version of this film is going to be even better than his predecessor.
Time will tell, but that's one hell of a cast list. And as you started naming it off, I'm like, wait a second, is this Guardians of the Galaxy? And
right,
but no, I mean, obviously there's a lot of tie-ins there, and they move them over, and that I respect. But yeah, Kieran, what do you got at number 2, man? I have no idea where your list's going at this point.
It's actually there's no surprises really, but I haven't mentioned Spider-Man 3 yet, so that's my number 2. I do think the whole multiverse thing is normally pretty scary for me. Like whenever a franchise is like, we're going time traveling, like, oh no. It's the same thing with multiverses. I'm like, oh, I really wish you wouldn't. But I have read a lot of Marvel comics where they, talk about the multiverse, and I am confident in the direction that they seem to be going. And I mean, if Doctor Strange is the one who kind of really ties it in together, then I think it'll be fine. And I just hope we get lots of wacky characters that we didn't think we were going to be able to see. Like if, I would like to see like Beta Ray Bill in the Thor movie if it's going to be dealing with the multiverse, or like I would like to see just some characters we didn't think we would see on screen, or, would never get their own movie. So, starting with the Spider-Man, I think they're going to do a good job. And I do like all of the Spider-Man movies. Some of them could have been done a little bit better, but I do like them all. So I'll be excited to see all the Spider-Man return. And, it's my number 2.
Nice. Star Wars Multiverse. What? Sorry, what? Who said that?
What?
And what? That's what's going around today. So, alrighty, Tommy B, what do you got at 2?
What does it mean?
It means we're getting the Yuzon Vong.
Yeah, I do think they're going there.
Maybe.
I like Zon Vong.
So, some folks may not know this is a fan base I participate in. I partake in. but I'm crazy about Bob's Burgers, and they're coming out with
God, that was this year.
Yeah, I'm freaking crazy about Bob's Burgers. Yeah, it's supposed to come out in April. I don't think it's going to come out. I think it's going to get pushed maybe till quarter 3 or 4. But Bob's Burgers movie's supposed to come out this year, so I'm really looking forward to it. So that's my number 2.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to that to even greater anticipation than I did as a younger kid when I got to go see the Simpsons movie finally after talks for years about a Simpsons movie. I'm freaking excited.
That'll be like watching 3 or 4 episodes consecutively.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be surprised if it goes over an hour and a half, but maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. Who knows?
With commercials, each episode only lasts about 22, 23 minutes. So
be like 6 episodes.
Even if it goes for 80 minutes, that's still 4 episodes back to back, basically.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not a Bob's Burgers guy myself, but I know Jade likes it. I'm pretty sure Jade likes it anyway.
Fuck you. I'm never coming on the show again.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time getting into a lot of animation nowadays. I used to be heavy on it. Like, I don't care for The Simpsons anymore, although I did read an interesting article on The Simpsons stating that when The Simpsons ends, the last thing that they intend to do is a movie again, that it will end with a movie and not the actual TV series. So whether that comes to be, we'll have to wait and see. My number 1 is the Untitled Spider-Man 3 film, which is going to have some sort of Spider-Verse put into it. I liked Tobey Maguire. I liked...
That's all, folks.
I liked Tobey Maguire. I loved Andrew Garfield. Like, I hated that I felt like his second movie was not very good at all, but I thought he was great in it, and I thought Emma Stone was great in it. And I love what they're doing, and I know, like, a couple years ago, everyone was dreaming of the 3 of these guys together, and everyone's like, it's never gonna happen. Put the crack down, lay off the ganja, and, like, Spider-Man for me, Spider-Man, Punisher, and Wolverine are my 3 favorite comic book characters outside of Batman, who's just sort of on his own thing. I love those 3 characters. And we got the Punisher Netflix series. Wolverine was obviously, in my opinion, the best part of the X-Men movies, and the ending with Logan was just orgasmic. I haven't watched that in a couple of years. I haven't watched Logan since I watched it to do an episode with you, and that had to be over a year ago. Easy.
Probably closer to 2, probably.
Yeah. So... that was
a Fandom Fraternity episode, wasn't it?
I think so. And for me, it's like, it's almost like Spider-Man's version of the Avengers. Like, this is an Avengers scale movie.
Yeah. Oh,
but
100%.
in the Spider-Man universe. And as much as I love Halloween Kills, and I think it's going to blow the Halloween fan base away, the inner child in me cannot wait to take my oldest guy, because Jensen will be too young, and go see that movie in a cinema, because I think it's going to blow people away. I don't want people to have like expectations of like, oh well, Toby and Andrew Garfield are going to be in like an hour of this movie. I don't think they're going to be cameo level, but I do think their roles aren't going to be massive. I think it sounds like Toby has the smallest role of the 3, and that Andrew Garfield's an actual supporting actor in it. And either way, however they do it, and maybe they pay it off in another Spider-Man movie to follow, I'm so on board. And one would think that if the Doctor Strange movie's coming out after it, that maybe there's going to be more story to tell with it. I know Tobey Maguire is rumored to appear in Doctor Strange 2 as well, so is Tom Holland. So who knows where the hell this is going, but I can't wait. I loved Spider-Man as a kid, and I'm so stoked to see what seems like it's going to be a multiverse Sinister Six movie. I can't wait. Totally can't wait. What do you got at number 1?
Alfred Molina's coming back too.
Is Doc Ock. Doc Ock is...
I thought he did a great job. That movie wasn't the best, but I thought he did a fantastic job of the character.
I did feel Spider-Man 2 was a little overrated. but I thought he was great. He was fantastic. Starts off as the nice guy, becomes the villain, and then is nice guy again at the end. I can't wait for this movie. I pray that it doesn't get backed up. But I'm sitting there looking at the summer dates for 2022, and there's not a whole lot there at the moment. It's like,
yeah,
they're going to fucking back this thing up, aren't they?
Yep.
Hopefully not, but
it's very possible, because that would not only give them time to for cinemas to open back up, but if they needed to do some last minute edits, then they'd be able to do it that way as well. And then it might be able to be coherent appearing on the opposite end of Doctor Strange. That way you end up with Doctor Strange releasing first and then the Spider-Man movie.
absolutely.
Which that may have been their plan all along. Who knows? But yeah, man, I like I said, I don't say it lightly when I think that this Spider-Man movie has the potential to be the best Spider-Man film that we've seen and one of the best superhero films we've seen in recent years, if they pull this off correctly. So, my number one's kind of out of left field. It's not something that's been on anybody's lists so far tonight. And
New zombies?
No.
Oh, man. You two hardly know one another, and you guys are hitting it off great.
Yeah, I should have seen that one coming. It was one of my top 5 most anticipated of 2020, and I was really bummed when it got pushed back into 21. I'm hoping it doesn't get pushed back again, but I'm always a big fan of the stories that make you think, but not in like an over the top kind of way. Like my cap is probably along the lines of like Inception and Arrival and Shutter Island and things. But another thinker movie that also plays with your senses is A Quiet Place. And its sequel is slated to come out this year.
Please don't spoil anything from the first movie. I still haven't seen it yet.
You need to fucking watch it.
That's what Jade keeps saying.
Need to fucking watch this movie. It is far and away one of Krasinski's best roles. Like, he knocks it out of the park with his directing, his storytelling, his acting. The thing that Halloween does, the Halloween franchise, as far as horror and scare, is it messes with your visual acuity. There's a lot of lights flickering on and off. There's a lot of scenes that happen in the dark. It messes with your sense of sight. A Quiet Place messes with your sense of hearing. And you cannot go to a dine-in theater to watch A Quiet Place. Because if you so much as eat a bite of popcorn, it'll make the person sitting next to you jump in their seat. Like, the sense of hearing is so impactful in this film, and the storytelling and the action sequences were so compelling in the first film that I can't wait to see how he plays with our senses in this second film. Like, there is so much potential for how they're going to move the story forward, and yet there's also like some loose ends that need to be tied up and some questions that need to be answered from the first film. And based on the trailer, it looks like they're going to be trying to put those two things together into one complete movie. And I'm really, really excited to see how all of that plays out. A Quiet Place is like one of those thinker, scary movies that I'm really, really excited to see what it becomes.
Nice. I'm even more excited to finally see the first one now.
You gotta watch the first one and then tell me about it. I really want to hear your thoughts on it, because if you're into spooky movies like the Halloween franchise, I definitely think you'll get something out of A Quiet Place. But there's even like Jurassic Park references and Jurassic Park type vibes that happen in this movie. So they don't just borrow from one genre. Like they encapsulate it into a lot of different things and do a really, really good job at it. So yeah, I want to hear your thoughts, and then maybe we do a sequels and shots episode talking about the second one or something.
Nice. That'd be cool. Jade and Melissa in the chat have been talking about Bird Box. I've had a lot of people say that if you enjoyed Bird Box, you're going to love Quiet Place. And I loved Bird Box. It was so good.
I see similarities, but I found Quiet Place to be superior to Bird Box. Bird Box, there was very little, like there were sequences that were like weird or a little bit like jump scary, but I was never intimidated. I was never like frightened for anybody's life. There was never a time where I was like, oh, like this character's life is in serious danger right now. Like very, very little of that. With A Quiet Place, I was always on the edge of my seat wondering about the fate of each character. So I found Quiet Place to be a better movie, but I can see the comparisons for sure.
Nice. All right, let's get to the end of this list here, guys. Kieran, what do you got at number 1?
I have No Time to Die. I was such a big fan of Casino Royale when it came out. It was like probably on my top 10 movies at the time. It wouldn't be now, but it was so exciting, and I've loved all of them since then. I know Quantum of Solace was kind of like, I kind of expected a little more from it, but I love the James Bond movies. I've seen every James Bond movie, and Daniel Craig is, I don't want to call him my favorite Bond because I don't know, it's not, I don't have enough time to reflect on it. It's not over yet. Roger Moore is my favorite Bond other than that, but I don't know. I'm super excited. I think these movies are fantastic. I never know how they're going to blow me out of the water, like even more, because there's just, it seems kind of repetitive, but then when you watch them, you're like, oh my God, like that's crazy. Like the action is just something that can only happen in a Bond movie. It's kind of in between, like, you know, the action in like the Fast and Furious movies is too much, but like Bond is too much without going over the line. Like they hit the exact right line that I like when it comes to like ridiculous action. They don't quite go into like, that's, you know, like that's impossible. That's humanly impossible. They just go to like only Bond could do that. So I don't know. I'm super excited about it. It has Rami Malek in it, and yeah, I like him as an actor a lot as well. And I think it's still gonna have who plays the new Blofeld again? What's his name? Christoph Waltz.
Yeah,
I think it still has him as well. So
they have what's his face from the Harry Potter movies that are back to what the hell's the villain's name in those again? Voldemort. Ralph Fiennes. Yeah.
Yeah. He's all right. And I mean, actually, he has some really good quips in the previous movie. I
thought he was the best part of the last, one of the best parts of the last movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's my number 1. I'm more, you know, this list was kind of weird when I went through it because, like, I didn't think it would be number 1, but then same thing. I thought about if these movies were all as good as I could possibly expect them to be, which one would I be most excited about? And I think based on previous movies, I probably liked Casino Royale better than any Spider-Man movie. So
I feel like I don't think there's been a bad Daniel Craig movie, again, subjectively speaking. I thought Casino Royale was great. I thought Quantum of Solace was eh. Then I thought Skyfall was amazing. And then I thought Spectre was, you know, just okay. And so I'm hopeful that the trend continues and Craig's last movie is just mind-blowingly good. But we'll have to wait and see. Tommy, finish us off, man. What do you got at number 1?
Please don't finish me off. I have somebody that does that.
Oh, my God. Now, how did... I was going to say...
And it's always Tommy.
How did Salacious Crumb get from Toronto to Texas so quick? Tommy, quickly, before any more stuff comes up.
Tom and Jerry is not my number one.
Thank
No,
God.
I don't even like the animation style. My number one is Kills. H Kills. I lunged into the fan base about 6 months ago after only being a casual fan of maybe a couple of the films. I loved this experience, getting involved, chatting with people, what have you, all that good stuff. It's giving me new eyes, new appreciation. I'm wearing my 78 shirt tonight. And yeah, so my most anticipated movie for 2021 as things stand now is Halloween Kills.
Wow. Tommy had Halloween Kills at 1 and I didn't. Yeah, great. Way to show me up. Wow, there you have it. There are our top 10 most anticipated movies of 2021, ... we think. Let's see how this year goes out. We're going to do around the table here really quickly. And I'm going to go back in the chat and pull some questions. We won't be answering all of them. Again, if you want to make sure your question gets answered, send in a super chat. If not, we will get to as many as we can. And I'm just going to, rather than all of us answer each question, I'm going to assign each one of you just random questions as we go here. Anthony Stanfield says, how's Haddonfield Advantage going? We're about 50% done. Need to go back to the mansion. No idea when it's going to happen. Hopefully things clear up here in Ontario fairly quickly, because if not, the mansion's going to get more expensive due to the time of year. And we're still hopeful the movie will come out this year. If it doesn't, I spoke with Dave McRae at length, and we're not going to rush it out before it's totally ready to be released. We do have some little web series or micro series shorts that lead into the movie that we're going to be filming this year that we can use a small crew for. And you'll get some Michael Myers action with that, and that'll be a lot of fun that leads into that. So lots of Haddonfield to Vanish stuff going with that. Do you have a hand up for a question, or?
Is that the thing that I'm supposed to do that you haven't talked to me about yet?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So, well, I mean, I think I mentioned it in passing before Christmas, but that was a while ago. It's the easiest way to get some. We wanted to we were going to do something in December, and then the numbers got a lot more strict, and we couldn't go to the cottage. So we're going to be doing a few things, but you got some Haddonfield Advantage stuff coming out, and we will start getting everybody their perks from the campaign to the closer we get to summer. So a lot happening with that. But again, as much as everybody's excited to see the movie, and you'll see a teaser very soon, we're not going to pump it out just for the sake of pumping it out. There's a lot of money and a lot of hard work that's gone into it. We want to make sure we do it right. All right, let's...
Hey. Where's my shit?
What?
You're talking about the perks.
Oh, gotcha. Well, if you would have read Indie Go Fuck Themselves, that have been a disaster to deal with, most of the perks,
I remember.
2021 Mother Canucker. Brooke Flynn, who I think is the same as Flinner, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, asks, he says he wants to really see the Sopranos prequel, which I believe is supposed to be a movie. I haven't seen the Sopranos series. Have any of you guys seen the Sopranos, and are you excited for the prequel? I've not seen it, so.
Not nearly in its entirety, just bits and pieces over the years.
Well, there you go, Flinner. We let you down. Zach says, anyone excited for the Wrong Turn remake? I don't even know what Wrong Turn is. Anybody heard of Wrong Turn?
It's the horror movie Wrong Turn. They has a bunch of weird, the car crashes and then there's a bunch of weird mutant freaks after them. You don't remember that? I think there was 2 or 3 of them.
No idea.
Sounds like they took a wrong turn.
They're terrible, but not excited about it.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of it and or seen it. So,
I don't think they were driving in Jersey.
New Jersey? Why New Jersey?
because I grew up there. It sounds right.
Ash Williams asks, "Where's his boomstick?" Funny, haha. Get redoing there. Michael King says he's watched Halloween Kills, or Michael Q says he's watched the Halloween Kills movie and it's not very great at all at Fandom Empire. Michael Q, I know you've been watching for a long, long time, so I'm going to be as polite about this as I can. You're completely full of shit and you have not seen the movie. All right. That was me being polite too, by the way. He also asked, Jurassic World 3 coming during the year 2022. Is that right, Zach? Is it 22 now?
22 now, yep.
Because I imagine that would have been number 1 on your list.
Oh, hell yeah.
Do you know when in 2022, or is this still like a long way away?
I want to say summer, like a May release or something like that.
Toronto Freddy says, this isn't a question, but dude, Doctor Strange 2 is going to be absolutely insane.
It better be, because I almost went insane watching the first one.
Anthony Stanfield says he can't wait till Deadpool 3. The last I heard is it sounds like they're trying really, really hard to get Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman in a movie before doing anything in this new X-Men universe. And why not? It print money, man. Like, people will go and just... It would be so good, those two in a movie.
I hate that they're trying to recast the female in it, the Deadpool's girlfriend. I don't remember what her name is. But I hate that they're trying to recast her.
Why are they doing that?
I have no idea. They just said they... Like, there's a lot of reports that I've seen, like, several times from several different places, reports that they're trying to get, like, an A-lister.
She was fine. I didn't have a problem with her. And I mean fine in terms of, like, she acted well, not, ooh, she's fine. Just to clarify.
They had a good connection between the two of them. Like, it was a believable romance.
Wayne Gotke says, I'm not sold on Cena as an actor yet. Does anyone agree?
On who?
John Cena as an actor.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I don't care.
He was all in that Firehouse movie, or I forget what it was called, but the one where he was a fire marshal in the woods.
I've seen him in a couple of things. I think people just go, oh, John Cena. Oh, The Rock. John Cena's going to be The Rock. No, John Cena's not going to be The Rock. John Cena wasn't The Rock in wrestling, in my opinion anyway. And he's not going to be The Rock in the movie industry either. But I think he's a passable actor. I've seen some really bad actors out there, so.
He was good in that Cockblockers movie, too. He was pretty good in that. Like, comedically, he was pretty good.
What else do we got here? Toronto Freddy's dad, or joke. I have to tell this one. It's his birthday. He says, this year is constipated. Let's just hope there's not too much shit. Jade called it a bad joke. I'm saying it's a fun joke. I like that one. I'm just seeing a lot of comments. I don't see a lot of questions unless I've skipped over them. There's the Sopranos prequel again. Must be some love for that. I don't know. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that...
Wait. You want to hear, like, a really good dad joke I just heard?
Sure.
Okay. What's the best time of the day? 6:30, hands down.
Because the hands on the clock are pointing down?
Yeah, they're down. Yeah, it's good. It's a good joke.
Wow.
Dad joke, anyways.
I'm gonna give the birthday boy the winner on the winner chicken dinner on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for our very first episode of season 2. Oops, that's the wrong button. Season 2, episode 1 of Fandom Empire Live. Just fun time with all you guys here, just talking what we love. Talked about the most anticipated movies of this year. Hopefully we can all safely get back to the cinemas. Watching movies at home's cool, but it's not the same as going to a movie theater. I love going to the movie theater. I met Kieran last year, and it seems like a cool double date thing to go do. And not that Kieran and I would go on a date with each other with other people. We are in fact very much taken. Just I see the looks that Zach and Tommy are giving, so
I'll ship it.
You'll ship it? Fuck you. Wow.
It'll be the Titanic.
It'll be the Titanic. Titanic 2. I'm fucking watching that movie. Like we need to do. No, I'm not going to watch it by myself. That's a watch along movie. That is absolutely do a watch along to, and have some shots and someone take care of us, because it'll probably be pretty bad. Tommy, where can everybody find you at, man?
I'm still on Facebook, trying to waste a little less time on there. A lot of nonsense. But you can catch me on Facebook. Check out Future Halloween. Check out Fandom Empire Den and all our good stuff on there. You can find me personally on Instagram and Twitter at TommyB1650.
Nice. Zach, what's going on with you lately, man? And where can everybody find you at?
Not much, man. Not since football season concluded. School's getting ready to pick back up, but I'm still going to try and podcast in the midst of all of that. IPC is getting ready to launch its 2021 campaign. I actually ended up on this podcast before I ended up on my own to start the year. That's pretty crazy. Thanks for having me, by the way. IPC is going to be trying a new style of show in addition to our regular format, and that's going to be debuting on Friday night. So we're going to be doing that, and hopefully doing some movie reviews if there's movies that actually come out this year. And just check out the IPC podcast on Facebook and Twitter. Just search IPC podcast, all one word, in your search bar. And you can find me online at Zach the Voice, all one word, on Twitter. That's probably the best place to find me, ZACH the Voice. But I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and other stuff like that.
Awesome, man. I just have to say, God forbid this happened, but imagine that every movie we had on our list gets backed up to 2022.
Shit.
It's like, okay, our 2022 most anticipated list, just replay the episode. Wow, dude, I have to say, I seen a picture of you and your dad inside the old Rangers ballpark, the one they never should have moved from, in my opinion. Such a beautiful ballpark. One of my favorite ballparks, period, in baseball. That was awesome. Loved your view.
It was a cool view. It's a little different for a football field because you're basically looking at it from like the corner of the end zone, and you can't even see the whole field from that spot. Like that's where you're like basically behind home plate if it's a baseball field, but for a football configuration, it's a little off. But that was a state quarterfinal match. So that was like the Elite Eight, the best 8 teams in the state. 2 of them were playing in that game. And we got to help announce it to 7,000 or 8,000 plus that were in that socially distant stadium because it seats like 30K. So don't think that like they were all clumped together. Like even with 8,000 people there, they were still pretty spread out. But I had a set of binocs on, and I would tell him 30 with the run, 10 with the tackle, that kind of thing, and then he would read off those players' names to all the fans and stuff. And we got paid a pretty decent amount and had a lot of fun while we were at it. The game went to overtime, so it's always fun when you call a really tightly contested match like that. So here's hoping for more opportunities like that in 2021.
Awesome, man. Can't wait to have you back on too. I know we've talked about possibly doing something with Game of Thrones, but regardless, it's always fun to have you on, man, and can't wait to have you back. Kieran, where can everybody find you at, man? And other than here tomorrow, by the way, programming note here. We were supposed to have an episode Thursday. This idiot scheduled it for Thursday, even though it's about to be his son's first birthday on Thursday. So rather than us go live Thursday and watch Jade come down here and beat the hell out of me on a stream, which would probably be entertaining and fun for you guys, we're going to go live tomorrow night at 9 o'clock Eastern for those that want to join. I think it's just Kieran and I. We'll see if we can wrangle Tommy B into it and whoever else. But we're going to be talking Halloween Kills and the expectations and some other good stuff. It'll be very Halloween-based tomorrow night, which I'm sure some of you are like, yes, finally. But anyway, Kieran, where can everybody find you at, man?
Well, I was gonna start a comedian joke page, but you guys ruined my dreams. So just find me on Facebook. Just find me on the. You know what? Don't even find me. Don't look for me. See you guys later.
You can find Kieran at the Rogue Sons, a Star Wars podcast. Him and Thaden do a great job over there. And you can find him next Tuesday as well, right here, Phantom Empire Star Wars show, where we're going to talk about that very, very controversial topic that might be coming into play here. I don't know. I hope they know what they're doing. Anyways, for Zach, Tommy, Kieran, Frank Riker, who was absent tonight, and even though he didn't have a little chat screw wrench by his name, Matt Whitfield, and the birthday boy himself, Toronto Freddy, from all of us to all you, hopefully had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.